Happy July 4th to all who celebrate the birth of our country. It seems that many of my neighbors have decided to violate the city ordinance prohibiting fireworks inside the city limits. The dogs are shaking like a magnitude 9 earthquake, but the skies are painted with a beautiful pyrotechnic display. Happy birthday, America! Hi, welcome to Can a Spader Christmas. Well, if you're binging this channel, this video is just the next one in the list. But in real time, I haven't posted a video in a little over half a year. Supply issues. The search for land has been quite exhausting, and with world events being what they are, I've been trying to patch some holes in my preps. Yeah, I'm a prepper. Actually, I think all of us are kind of preppers to some extent. I planted a vegetable garden. It's a small one, but it's a start. Now, it's certainly not quite as exciting as computer-controlled lights synchronized to music, but it's exciting nonetheless. You'll be happy to know that on 2/22/22 at 2 p.m., Kathy and I signed papers acquiring raw land.
I look fly, I look good, I look good.
We're calling it Grateful Hearts Ranch. I'll leave a link below to the YouTube channel that we created if you're interested in following along. We also have a new addition to the family. We rescued a young boy and named him Frankie. We ran his DNA twice. He is a mix of a German Shepherd, a Siberian Husky, a American Pit Bull Terrier, and a Catahoula Leopard dog. I think he'll make a fine livestock guardian dog out there at the ranch. As soon as we get some livestock to guard, that is. Now, I didn't add anything new to the display this year, so I didn't post any videos about it. I mean, it was the same as last year, so nothing really new. Just know that it delighted viewers every night. In fact, I had this one lady that brought her kids by several times to see the display, even into January, because I'd let it run a little bit longer. Sadly, this is probably the last year that I'll be running the display at this house. I don't know when we'll actually be able to move out to the ranch, but you know, I'll run some kind of display out there. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to start from scratch. It's a blank canvas. It also means I get to start from scratch. The front yard is quite a bit bigger than the one I have now, and I'm probably gonna have to bump the brightness up to about 100. And the only problem I see is how to keep from scaring the neighbor's cows. Well, and currently we don't have any power out there. Oh, but I do have a DIY power wall that could run the lights. Who's not interested now, Sam? I'm working on a Falcon F-16 V4 video. Still a little ways to go on that. But if you need a controller, now, if I was just starting out and, you know, I had bought an F-16 V3, would I still upgrade? Well, sure. I mean, but, you know, I'm a nerd. The V4 does support more than the V3, but the V3 is still a very capable controller. I have a few. And yes, I will use them all. I'm posting this video to let you know, A, that there is a new channel if you're interested, and 2, that we are still alive and doing well. It's an OCD joke. Thank you to all who inquired about our well-being. Apologies. I didn't think about the people that just kind of disappeared over the last couple of years. I'm still thankfully employed, love what I do, but I also want to get more content out there since lighting season is kind of kicking into gear about now. Now, I've also been spending a lot of time researching what we're getting ourselves into and trying to get some, infrastructure in place so we can move out there. Now, one story of what not to do, and I will wrap it up. So, I have some surveillance cameras outside. They come in handy. I can see when packages are delivered, or I can see if the trash has been picked up and then go get the trash bin. They started out as analog cameras and have since moved to PoE, power over Ethernet IP cameras. And I used a Synology NAS, the surveillance station software, for the software. It works great. I really enjoy it. Now, over the winter, I noticed that one of the cameras would kind of shut off when the temperature went below 50 degrees. Okay. Well, I'd had it a while, and, so I looked around to see what the latest and greatest was, and I replaced the camera with a better one that also has audio. Well, the new one did the same thing. I thought, okay, well, so the cold may be requiring more power from the power over Ethernet switch, and it was kind of a cheap one that came with the system, and I thought, well, maybe that's the culprit, and so I started looking around at networking gear. After doing some research, I justified purchasing some Ubiquiti gear because I've got kind of a complicated network setup, and I'm a network nerd. So I got a UDM Pro, a USW Pro, that's the power over Ethernet switch, a big one, rack mount stuff, and a U6 Lite for Wi-Fi. So I thought it was kind of cool, and so I got some more networking gear, a switch or two, and another U6 for downstairs, it's awesome. If you're into networking gear or you just need something kind of at that level, it's manageable stuff. Now, I don't know, but I probably spent the equivalent of an ounce of gold for this networking gear to fix this stupid camera. Well, during this time, the weather had warmed up, so I didn't have any more problem with this new camera hooked up to all this new networking gear. Now, one thing it did show me was the stupid amount of Wi-Fi that's in my area, which is why I have so many Wi-Fi problems. They put hotspots in cars now. Actually, I knew that already. I just hadn't made the connection as to why there's so much Wi-Fi congestion in my area. Ah, the problems living in a tech hub. So finding that out made the purchase totally worth it. I felt good. Yeah, cold snap, camera went out. Long story longer, I had an Ethernet coupler that apparently got moisture in it. So when when it got cold out, the connection didn't work. So I set up, an extension ladder. It was on up 2 stories high, and it was outside. So I set up the extension ladder. I climbed the 2 stories to the coupler, pulled the Ethernet connector out a few times on each side, and haven't had any problems with the camera since. So the moral of the story is don't use non-waterproof Ethernet couplers for your network. It'll save you money in the long run. So if you have any questions, you can leave them below. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.
Now, I shot an email.
I got 6 of these, and so I got 5 of these. I am your fault.